This is my dad's Balboa 26 or 27, whatever, trailer that we kind of retrofitted. You can see all this stuff bolted to it. He's completely redone this trailer top to bottom. And since I didn't have a trailer to get mine home on, the Hurley was going to do that. Yeah, that's over there. We took and we got some 2x steel tubing that houses some jack pads, and then some scan strut hardware, and we bolted it and clamp bolted it, kind of, you know, so backing plates and bolts all around the boat to or on the trailer to make basically a trailer for the boat. The reason we did this is so we didn't have to weld, so he wouldn't have to you know, repaint or anything like that. And, you know, I mean, it might be a little touch up here from paint rubbing, but I mean, it's not welding, grinding, and all that stuff. I mean, so this is that, and the other reason is these stands. Once the boat's off the trailer, if I wanted, I can take these pieces of steel, weld some legs on them, and make some boat stands out of them for sitting on the ground. So that's just in a nutshell. That's how we did the trailer. I mean, I had pictures of it, but this is basically what we did. Like I said, we had everything pretty well on there. I mean, it's solid. I mean, yeah, the boat's on here too, but I mean, without the boat on this thing, this wasn't moving anywhere. And like I said, everything's bolted together, which also leads for plenty of adjustment, left, right, up, down if we need to. But in this case, these jack pads are about I don't know, I guess they're 20 whatever long. So there's plenty of adjustment to them. And if I can get a close-up of this, you'll see. So even though it's a round pad, I mean, this 2x square seems to work pretty well to fit the collars on instead of having to go with round tubing and so forth. It was easier to bolt square and all that fun stuff. So, but yeah, this is what we did for the trailer. Now the boat itself, you'll see. I mean, if you remember last year when I put this on, or you might not know when I put this on, I just kind of threw this paint on real quick. So you'll see all this pitting, you know, from the old stuff. I just wanted to get a coat of paint on it, make it look pretty. It's certainly not going to, you know, be the smoothest thing in the water as of yet. My ladder kind of scraped a little bit here, so I got to touch that up. You can see the red boot stripe or whatever painting, you know, flaking through, because I didn't even sand all that stuff down. I gave it a real light, just scuffing on part of it, and then just painted it. You can see the paint cracking on the rudder. I mean, it wasn't going to be anything great. I want to do one more season the way it sits, and then I'll go ahead and you know, when it hauls out next year, we'll do some real work on it. The other thing that I want to do this spring, I don't know if you can see it from down here. Can't really tell, but if you look up, you can sort of see that the tow rail is out just a notch right above my registration letters. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead, fire the ladder up, you know, because it's a gasoline powered ladder, and we'll get up in there and I'll show you a couple other things real quick. The other thing I've got, and now I'm looking at it, I don't know if it's going to work, but I got some vinyl lettering for the back. I got to get some white paint and paint over my old stuff here. And I do have a boat name to put on it. Whether or not it's going to fit with my stay on the back is a whole nother story, but regardless. So, back in a minute. Boat. Well, I'm almost on a boat. We're climbing up the ladder onto the boat. And let's see if I can't fall along the way. Look, snow. So, yeah. Let's just say I didn't winterize this thing the best in the world. Tiller handle gone. That was broken off when they hauled it last year. Well, that happens. It was pretty beat up to start with, so I've got a temporarily permanent solution in my trunk of my other car. I bought a post hole digger handle, but it's a round handle, straight, so it doesn't have a curve to it or anything. But it's also wide enough that I can shave down the sides to square it off to fit into there. I bought some nylon washers to take up some of the slack in the back of this thing. I do need new line for the trailer because that stuff's, I mean, to show you how it is, I mean, that stuff used to have red markings along it. I mean, to show you how cheap that rope is, I mean, it's, you know, and that's not from the sun, that's just from sitting out here in the winter, although all the color is gone off that. Moving around to the front, because that's really the only thing I've got going on so far, is it's taped down, and this is kind of a mess, but you'll see a new, get out of this, get over to the sun here, my new solar vent. Now obviously it's not sealed in right now. That is the aluminum panel that covers the hole. No, this thing's not even sticking, so we'll just do this. That's the hole that was left when this plexiglass port light shattered last year. You can hear it, but that's my vent going. So I put it there just to, I was hoping it would tape in place, but with the cold and humidity going up and down, it seems to be all over the place. But the whole point of that was to hopefully draw some of the mustier air out from inside and you know, keep the boat going a little bit good. Other than that though, oh, here we go. I got some pine needles in it I got to brush out. But if you follow the tow rail, without me falling, you'll see it's, you know, nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight. And then all of a sudden, we're pulled away 3/8 of an inch or so right through here. You know, it's got, looks to be, I don't know if that's caulk in there or what it is, but I don't know if you can see real close. You can see the tight, you know, the crack. That basically needs to be resealed. Is what it needs. I don't know how soon I'll get to it. This may be a water project. I might do this on the water. It depends. It's old enough and brittle enough that I really don't know if I trust pulling the rail off this year, especially in the water. I don't want to break something and not have it on there, so I may just clean all this out and just run a bead of like 4200, something that, you know, will come off eventually, but at least for now, maybe that'll seal that up just for the time being. The other thing I want to do is, well, I've got my ports here for my mast wiring and antenna. You can see my stainless steel screws aren't really stainless at the moment. That kind of annoys me. But the problem is, yikes, for the record, ice on the boat, still slippery. My yikes, don't fall, boat. By the way, I don't think I've ever actually had a good shot of my masthead that I made out of a piece of aluminum bar quick. But regardless, my mast light doesn't work. So I need to trace back what that's going to do. I've also got this block on the front of my masthead. Now, this thing's I've never seen an attachment on this mast for a spinnaker pole, whisker pole, or anything to that nature. So we still have yet to figure out what that is for, and it looks to be pretty small diameter line setup. So I don't know what that's going to be for, if it was just for somebody throwing a flag up or what the deal was. But that was that. Another thing I'd like to do, but that might not happen yet, is I would like to replace my good old-fashioned steaming light with a newer combination steaming / deck light. The only problem I have is, I mean, we got what, about a 20-foot run to the base. When we ran the wiring for this, we ran wire for the light at the top, the masthead light. We've got wire for the steaming light, and then we've got the antenna wire for my VHF. The problem is that I've only got one line or one wire for my steaming light. Now I have an extra pole on my connector. It's a 4-pole connector. We use 3. We use a common ground and then a power for the anchor, power for the steaming. So I actually have another line in there I can run as another power for the deck lights. Most of them, from what I understand, have a dual position switch. You know, you go one way and you got the deck light, one way you got the steaming light. Because I really don't need the deck light on while I'm steaming, and it's a big halogen bulb, which you use a lot more juice than just the LED steaming light would. So I really haven't yet figured out if I want to do that yet. If I do it, I don't know, I may just, I can't imagine putting it up there and not having the deck light option. It'd kind of be silly to put just a steaming light on without hooking both up. But I also don't feel like completely redoing my wiring connection. Excuse me. Down here, because everything's all nice and fancy, and I've got my nice scan strut clam mount on there holding it in. And if you like, this is my adjustable mast leveling system. What that does is I noticed last year when this was stored before I got it, it was up on the bow rail, up on the stern rail, and it bowed in the middle. I didn't have time when I getting this out. I just, because I'm lazy and I'm cheap, I did not have a brace in the middle of it this year. But I noticed that if I go from the bow rail, lay it across the top of the cabin, and then I can support it with the halyards, just kind of hang it, I can actually get it nice and straight. That'll eliminate any bowing of the mast over the winter, and it keeps it in place. This thing didn't move at all the entire trip, entire time sitting here, so that's probably a good thing. Some of the other stuff I'll probably do this year, maybe, is reseal my port lights. If you followed the blog last year, the one in the middle over here has been resealed. You can tell it's sitting out farther with all the good old tape sitting on the back. Haven't touched the other ones. That one was leaking, the other ones haven't been, so I haven't touched them yet. The other thing I wanted to do was to I do want to fashion better seat drains, back into it. The ones that were there I took out because I didn't like them there, but they do collect water in the seats because of the way they're angled. So I was thinking I want to redo them and do them better. I just haven't done it yet. Excuse me, I'm sneezing all over. This will give you a better close-up view of my, maybe, how the light is up there. My outboard mount. It doesn't look pretty, but it's very functional. There's no give to it at all. I figured for being in a well, I mean, it's not a showboat, I don't care. I wanted it fixed and firm. So what I did is I pulled all the old stuff out, got this new piece, had to angle it down just enough to fit because it actually slopes in just a hair. Got that in there, drilled the holes up from the bottom into this, mounted 3 brand new nice long carriage bolts, and then tabbed the hell out of it, fiberglass resin, fiberglass cloth resin, the whole shebang, and that's all there. Now we've got these holes here, which are designed for, or were put there for, if not designed, put there for, my guess is for fuel lines. They were going to run the gas tank. Where my batteries are, directly under my floor under all that snow, is a nice little tray that holds an outboard tank. However, I don't run the tank there. I just set it over here on the side and run the outboard. That way I don't have to worry about the gas being inside, and etc. I just don't want the gas in there with the batteries. That was the perfect mounting spot for the batteries for now. One idea I've toyed with is maybe moving the batteries up under the V-berth in the front, and then I could use this for an outboard. I would need to put, I don't know where I would put them, maybe right back here, who knows, some vents on it to air it out underneath there. But who knows. As of right now, though, that's my outboard well. I wish I had a cover for it, really. My brother's outboard is sitting over in my shed. ideally we'll find another one for me so I can give him back his outboard and I won't have to worry about it. Other little things, I want to get some new hardware for my railing. A couple of them are loose, and it's just the screws are stripped out. But rather than spring all new hardware, if I can maybe retap them with some bigger screws or something, I don't know. These are my clamps left over from my homemade poles for my solar mount, but I got some adjustable ones coming that'll clamp onto here. They'll go out and they'll give me plenty of range of adjustment up or down, so I can actually angle the panel up and down. So that'll help that. Plus, and I'm planning on making it a detachable clip on the bottom. I think it's got a bolt through it. I'll just change it to like a bolt with a nut or something. It's just something I can, like a wing nut or something that I can just pop that off and then just hinge the panel straight down flat, so that way it's not out hanging out all the way, just in case the marina's close enough or whatever. But that's the plan for this year. I don't have a whole lot I want to do, just because I want to get this in the water in a couple weeks. Today is April 1st, so it's only a few weeks away before, well, not sure when the water will thaw, but as far as the season itself goes. So there's only a little bit I want to do to it as far as that goes. I want to pick up another head sail. This is going on Lake Ontario this year, not the Finger Lakes, so I'm going to need a little bit more control over it. Running that 150 is probably not an option most days, so I need to get a regular jib. My jib, if you ever saw my previous posts or videos, I think I got it in a video once. Jib is just trashed, so I need to get another one. Tomorrow I'll probably pull the jib out of the boat and take some measurements, see what I can find, and go from there. But yeah, this is springtime. This thing will be out of here soon, and then yeah, almost time to go in the water again. I've been waiting for it, that is for darn sure. I've been itching. It will be nice to be back on the water. A little bit different this year. I won't have as much time to go up and on it, but the way I figured, if I can maximize the enjoyment while I am on the lake, then that's the better part of the deal. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, we'll call it good.